3 morning habits that build confidence in English. The morning is quiet, the sun has not fully risen, and the world still feels gentle. You pour yourself a cup of coffee, hoping the warmth will steady your nerves before another busy day. For many people between 25 and 40, mornings bring a mix of hope and pressure. You know there will be meetings, conversations, or even casual greetings where English is needed. And deep inside, you may worry, will I sound nervous again? Will they understand me? Imagine this instead, beginning your day with 3 simple habits that slowly transform how you feel about English. Habits that do not take hours, only minutes. Habits that teach your heart to say, I am confident, even before you open your mouth. These little steps are not only about speaking English, they are about shaping the way you face the world each morning. Welcome to Learn English Listening. My name is Lydia, and I am here to guide you through stories, lessons, and small practices that can make a big difference in your life. On this channel, you do not just study English, you live it. You connect language with motivation, so every phrase you learn also strengthens your courage. Before we begin, I would love to hear from you. Which city are you joining us from, and what hour is it there? Sharing this in the comments makes our community stronger because you realize you are not learning alone. You are surrounded by people from all over the world, starting their mornings with the same hope as you. There is a familiar heaviness many people feel when they step into their 20s and 30s. The world expects so much: career advancement, relationships, financial stability. And in the middle of it all, the demand to speak English with confidence grows louder. You may have felt this at work, sitting in a meeting where everyone turns to you, waiting for your words. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and suddenly the English you practiced in your room feels far away. This struggle is not only about grammar or vocabulary, it is about the pressure of being seen, about the fear of not being good enough. You might compare yourself to colleagues who speak fluently, wondering if you will ever sound like them. Each mistake feels like a spotlight on your weakness, and the more you think about it, the more trapped you feel. It is not that you cannot learn, it is that self-doubt whispers too loudly in your ear. But here is a truth many people forget. Confidence is not given at birth. It is built brick by brick through daily choices. Just like a muscle, it grows stronger when exercised. For English learners, mornings are a powerful time. The day is still fresh. The mind is not yet crowded. And the habits you choose can shape everything that follows, so pause for a moment. Look back on your own mornings. Do they prepare you for courage, or do they rush you into stress? When your alarm rings, do you scroll through your phone and compare your life to others before even brushing your teeth? Or do you give yourself a chance to breathe, to set the tone for a better day? Let me ask you, have you ever woken up and felt you had no choice but to keep going, even when your spirit was tired? Here is the secret many confident speakers share. Their mornings are not random. They start with small rituals that train both the mind and the tongue. These rituals are simple, yet they hold the power to transform how you feel about English. The first habit is speaking affirmations aloud. When you wake up, stand tall, look in the mirror, and say, I am confident. At first, it may feel strange, but these words, repeated daily, begin to shape your inner voice. Confidence grows when your own mind starts to believe in your strength. Every time you declare, I am confident, you push back against the voice of doubt. The second habit is reading a short passage in English. It could be a paragraph from a book, a line from a magazine, or even the subtitles of a favorite show. The goal is not perfection. It is exposure. As you read, practice the phrase, "I speak freely." This reminds you that your voice does not have to be locked inside. Even if you stumble, you are moving forward. Fluency comes from freedom, not from silence. The third habit is 5 minutes of free speaking practice. Set a timer, choose a topic, your plans for the day, a dream you have, or what you ate yesterday, and just talk. No one is grading you. No one is judging. This habit trains you to think and speak without fear. Pair it with the phrase, "new beginnings." Each morning is exactly that. A new beginning where you can improve a little more. When you combine these 3 habits, affirmations, reading, and free speaking, you are not only training your mouth, you are training your confidence. It is the hidden key to unlocking English, a small doorway that opens into bigger opportunities. And remember, mornings are symbolic. They carry freshness, a sense that yesterday's mistakes no longer define you. By creating this gentle rhythm before the day begins, you give yourself permission to start over. You are planting words of courage into your own spirit, and those words will echo throughout the hours ahead. Picture this: a young professional, perhaps someone like you, once terrified of speaking in front of others. Each meeting felt like a battlefield, but one day they decided to try these 3 morning habits. At first, it was awkward, standing in front of the mirror, whispering, "I am confident." Reading a small English passage out loud felt clumsy. Speaking freely for 5 minutes seemed endless. Yet, little by little, something began to change. Weeks later, this person walked into a meeting. Their heart still beat quickly, but it no longer drowned out their voice. When asked to share an idea, they spoke. The words were not perfect, but they were clear. The difference was not in grammar, it was in courage. That courage had been built every morning, brick by brick, word by word. This is the turning point many learners experience. The fear does not disappear overnight, but it becomes smaller each day. Confidence is like a flame, fragile at first, then steady, then bright enough to light a room. The secret is consistency. The small actions you take before breakfast prepare you for moments of courage later in the day. Think of it as building a bridge. Each affirmation is a stone, each reading a plank, each 5-minute practice a strong rope. Day by day, you cross from doubt to confidence until one day you realize you are standing on the other side. Now pause for a moment. Imagine yourself a few weeks from now. You wake up, practice your habits, and later that day someone asks you a question in English. Instead of panic, you feel a quiet readiness. You breathe and you answer. That is the future these habits can give you. So let me ask you, if you could change one habit this week, what would it be? Think carefully, because one habit can ripple through your entire life. The shift from silence to 5 minutes of daily practice may sound small, but it changes the way you see yourself. Soon, people around you notice too, the clarity in your tone, the steadiness in your eyes. What began as private exercises in the morning slowly transforms into public confidence that no one can take away from you. Confidence is not a wall you build in a single day. It is a garden you tend slowly. Imagine planting 3 small seeds every morning. The first seed is the affirmation, "I am confident." The second seed is the passage you read, reminding your mind that English belongs to you. The third seed is the free speaking practice, where your voice becomes like water flowing more freely each day. At first, the garden may look empty. You may feel silly repeating words to yourself or frustrated when sentences do not come smoothly. But beneath the surface, roots are forming. With each repetition, you are rewriting the story in your mind. Doubt is no longer the only voice. Confidence begins to grow quietly, like green shoots pushing through the soil. Think of storms, too. Every learner faces them, days of mistakes, awkward pauses, or blank stares. But storms do not destroy strong roots. They test them. And when the sun returns, you discover that your garden has survived. Even more, it has grown. This is the healing perspective. English is not about perfection. It is about resilience, patience, and the gentle choice to keep going. Every new morning is a chance to water the seeds again, to start fresh. Your confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you practice into existence. And here lies the deeper truth. Growth is quiet. Just like flowers bloom without sound, your confidence blooms through steady attention. When you honor your mornings, you are also honoring your own potential, proving to yourself that you are worthy of progress, worthy of being heard. Now we arrive at a choice. Tomorrow morning, your alarm will ring as always. You can roll out of bed, rush into the day, and let the old doubts return. Or you can pause, take a breath, and step into a different rhythm, one built on 3 small habits. It is a simple choice, but it carries weight. Over time, it can shape not only your mornings, but also your confidence in English and in yourself. Think of the 2 paths before you. One is the path of comfort, where you do nothing new and hope that confidence will somehow appear. The other is the path of growth, where you commit to repeating 3 simple actions: affirming, "I am confident," reading something in English, and speaking freely for 5 minutes. The first path is familiar, but it keeps you in the same place. The second may feel uncomfortable at first, but it leads you forward. At this moment, you stand between comfort and growth. Which path will you take? And remember this: the first step is always the shortest, but also the most powerful. When you rise tomorrow and choose even one of these habits, you prove to yourself that change is possible. Each small act is a promise to your future self, a quiet declaration that your voice deserves to be heard. If this video gave you something meaningful, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. And subscribe to keep walking with us on this journey of English and self-growth. Together, we can build mornings filled with courage and voices that rise with clarity and confidence.